Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Kick Your Boots Off. I am here with my lovely friend Gabe, who I will let him introduce himself as I always do. But Gabe and I met probably I think it was just this past fall, right?
Mhm.
When we were
Yeah,
doing summer
yeah,
school.
last year.
Another summer grace connection, just making all the friends. But I'm so stoked because I am gonna go visit Gabe with our other friend from summer school, Brooklyn, up in Oregon in just a couple weeks here. So
Yeah,
we've literally only been friends through online basically.
yeah, which has been
And
great.
I know. And we'll finally get to see each other and shoot together and explore Oregon when we're up there in a few weeks. But
Yeah.
anyways, welcome, Gabe. Thank you
Woo!
so much for coming
Of
on the
course.
pod. I
Yeah.
really wanted to have you on because I feel like every time we end up texting or chatting about work stuff, we just end up getting on the phone for like an hour
Yeah. No, it's been
processing
fun.
whatever the heck is going on. But
Yeah.
anyways, please have the floor.
Cool.
Tell us your story. How'd you get
Love
here? What
it.
are you doing with your life,
Yeah.
Gabe?
Oh boy, that's a longer
Also,
conversation.
gonna crack
Um,
this
love
ASMR.
it. Love it. My name's Gabriel Ramirez. I am a photographer and I am based in Southern Oregon. And so, yeah, that's kind of the simplest forms. I shoot a little bit of everything. And I love everything that photography brings into my life. There's so much creative um, outlets that I absolutely love that I get to be a part of. So that's kind of super precise. I know there's lots to talk about, but overall,
I
that
know.
is me. Yeah.
Yeah, wait, so when did you get started doing photo? And also,
So,
to clarify, this is not your full-time gig. You've got your little part-time that you did this morning, so you can tell
well,
everyone about that too.
yes. So I would say it is full time because I just work 4 days. Sorry, backtrack. I work 4 hours every Monday. So it's just super minimal working at a nursery. And I got into that just because I was like, I need something that gets me away from the screen and gets me outside and slows me down. So I picked up a super part-time job at a nursery here in town and I love it. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, that's so fun. I feel like
Yeah.
that's just, such a good way to start your week, just getting
Mhm.
outside and hanging out with a bunch of plants.
Yes. I mean, it is, and it's also like the first hour of me working is me thinking of all the things I have to do. Like, I gotta send emails, I gotta post, I gotta respond to this person. I'm like, it's really good. It just takes me a while to like come out of photo world and be like outside and in the trees and watering things and also just moving trees back and forth.
With your giant what was that thing? Giant,
As a
bulldozer
tractor,
guy?
it's a John
Tractor?
Deere tractor. It's so awesome. I'm
Nice.
like, I feel like a true Oregonian in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, so let's circle back to photo.
Okay. Yes.
When did
So,
you start shooting slash, I wanna hear about, the very beginning of your, photo journey.
yeah, I mean, I think it's very cliche, like every other photographer. Like, I grew up always having a camera in hand. And it was either the digital camera or like a VHS recording one that we had. So I've always loved photos. In high school, for my senior year, I did my senior project on digital photography, and I still have like my research paper that I did. And it's so funny because now it's just called photography, but back then it was like I'm doing it on digital photography. So I did some senior portraits in high school. I loved it. I did pretty great. And slowly but surely, it turned into like family photos after high school, and then I think I shot my first wedding in like I don't know 2014 maybe. And I remember the clients; they were some friends of mine, and I was like, "Hey guys, um, super excited to shoot your wedding, but would you guys pay me up front so that I can like buy?" I think it was like the 50 millimeter 1.4. Is that what it is? It's not the Nifty 50. It's the step up, and it's
Yeah.
below the L series. But shot my
Yeah, yeah,
first
yeah, the
wedding.
1.4.
Yeah, shot my first
All on
wedding
that lens?
all on a 50 millimeter. Yeah, and
Nice.
the couple had, like, paid for the LEDs, so they paid me before so I could shoot their wedding and do better with that. So that's how I did my first wedding. Um,
Wait, that
but
is
yeah,
so sick.
yeah, it's
I feel
kinda
like that would be
crazy.
really fun to shoot a whole wedding just on a 50.
I mean,
Like
at that point, it's all I knew. Like, you just
yeah,
know how to you have to move around, and it was so exciting to have a new lens for me, so I'm like, it didn't feel like anything else. Now I'm like, I would die if I just shot my wedding in on a 50 millimeter.
I know. But also I feel like it could be really fun because I feel like
Y
I've gotten so used to having Zoom. So
yeah,
now if I ever switch it, I'm like, "Wait, I actually have to move my body to get the shot that I want."
I know. We're so lazy these days.
So lazy.
Yeah.
Wait, do you listen to the Vendor Table
I
podcast?
just started listening to them more. I've followed them on Instagram for a while, and I know you're probably gonna ask about the 28 to 70 because that's, like, probably a recent conversation that they had.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if you've heard, their, like, debate on that lens and how
Yes.
Mike is so against it and, like, absolutely
Yeah.
hates the Zoom,
Yeah.
and Lauren is obsessed with it, and I
Yeah.
also am obsessed with it,
Yeah.
so
I mean, I love it. It's always on my camera during wedding days, but I think you go through cycles. I go through cycles where I'm like, I'm kind of over this lens, and I've been going back to my 50 millimeter, and because you can just tell the glass is so much better. And I do love that soft, creamy look that you get from a 50 millimeter. And I second shot for a friend down in San Francisco, and she had asked me just to stay on the 50 millimeter just because it creates more of like a uh, I don't know, just like day-to-day documentary style, and I was like, "You know
mm,
what? I actually really love just shooting on the 50," and it was a good challenge to be aware of, like, how you're shooting on a 50 versus a 28 to 70.
yeah. Wait, so do you second shoot a lot?
I do quite a bit. Yeah, I would say, like, I take, like, maybe 5 to 8 second shooting gigs, um, and I love it.
Like,
Like, you
per
get to
year?
yeah, per year, and I don't plan those, like, into my year. I just have an open schedule, and so when it's allowed, it happens. But I was in San Francisco just a couple months ago, and I was able to second shoot for, a photographer down there, and we saw shot at City Hall, and it was so beautiful.
So fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
the city hall in San Fran is crazy.
It was insane, though. There was, like, 30 brides and groom, and I arrived
Oh, yeah.
early just to check out the space because 'cause I've never been inside, so I went in and, like, just to look at the architecture for an hour, before I was supposed to start, and it was insane. Like, there was so many people left and right, and there was a part of me that, like, got so anxious, like, seeing everything happening, but it's a beautiful spot, like, I understand.
Yeah. Was that on a weekend as well, or was it during a weekday?
I think it might have been Friday. I don't
Okay, yeah.
remember, though. Yeah.
I remember it being so busy. I had an elopement there on, like, a Wednesday
Yeah.
in August last year. Like, random Wednesday, and it
Yeah.
was freaking club going up.
I
Freaking
know, it's
everyone was
insane.
there.
It's insane. There was even, like, multiple quinceañera girls in, like, beautiful, epic dresses. I'm like, how much money does your parents have to, like, book you a shoot at City Hall? Like, what is
For
going
your
on?
quinceañera.
I
So
know.
funny.
Yeah. I'm like, well, to each their own.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's jump back because we got
Yes.
so sidetracked there.
Yeah,
So
which is
your
probably gonna
your
happen.
first yeah, I know. Your
Yeah.
first wedding that you ever shot was in 2014.
Somewhere around there, probably, like, 2013, 2014 is when I shot my first wedding.
Wait,
I
when did
remember
you graduate high school?
I graduated in 2011.
Oh my gosh, you're so old.
Shut up. I say I'm a real
I'm just
adult.
kidding.
I'm a real adult. I'm not old. I'm 32
I f
now.
I feel like I'm always older than most of my friends or, like, most of my
Yeah.
photo friends, so feels
Yeah.
nice to not be the old one.
Yeah. In the last couple years, like, the last few years, I've told people that I'm in my 30s, and they're like, "I thought you were, like, in your early 20s." I'm like, "Well, thank you to my mom and her genes and being
Yeah,
Hispanic
truly.
and all of that." So, very thankful for the genes. Yeah.
So rad. Okay, so anyways,
Okay.
um,
So,
first
I,
wedding was around that time. What was the
yeah.
process getting into, like, going full time? Like, what was the
Oh,
time
man.
span?
Yeah, I mean, so in 2016, I think I shot, like, 1 or 2 weddings from 24 from when I shot the first one to 2016. 2016 was the first year that I was, like I think I shot about 6 weddings, and that was big. I was, like, 22 or something, which is wild to say. Um, but that was the year where I thought, like, "Man, I'm really good at this, and I can do really well." I think I want to continue pursuing photography and build the business. But in 2017, I took a break from photos altogether, and I went to it was sort of like a creative heart school, faith type of school for young adults out in North Carolina. It was super
Whoa.
awesome. Yeah, that's a whole other conversation, so we don't have to go into that, but, for 2 months, I did, darkroom. I learned how to shoot black and white film and how to develop black and white film, and it was so
Ugh.
awesome. It was the first time I ever shot on film, and it was amazing. Definitely a lot of work. Maybe in the future, I would love to continue developing and processing and printing. Like, printing is so much fun to be able to dip your paper into the water bath and, like, see it come to life is such an amazing feeling. But took a break, 2017, 2018, I went back for 6 months, and then in 2019, I interned for them, and that year 2019, I was there for a year, so I was the primary photographer, for all their events. They do a lot of products, as well, like leather goods, ceramics, coffee, magazines, just, like, really amazing, community that I was able to be a part of, and, so I shot all of their product and all their events, and then I also, that same year, was the assistant to the ceramic team, so got to dive into that, and that was super fun. But throughout those years, I mean, I'd always pursued photo. There was senior photos or families or couples or a couple weddings here and there. And then end of 2019, I came back to Oregon. I was like, I'm gonna go back to Oregon. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna get back into photos. And then COVID happened, and it
Ah,
was a shit show everywhere for everyone. And so,
yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, photography's always been a love of mine, and I've always loved it to work. I worked in coffee most of my life. Like, I think I have at least 4 years under my belt. So I've done part-time photo, part-time coffee. And then
Wait, have we
yeah,
talked about that? Because I was also a barista for 4 years.
I don't know. We haven't talked about a lot of things. I feel like we're gonna talk about it when you're here, though, because you also know Lauren, which you did YWAM with, right? Lauren
Yes! Oh
Pippin?
my god.
Yeah.
Wait, and tell us, how do you know her again?
Okay,
Or
so
you know Sarah,
I know
her
Lauren
twin
because
sister.
I know her twin sister, Sarah, who is also in the wedding world. But the program that I did was called the 18-inch Journey, and that's where I met Sarah, who did the first school and the second school with me, and then that's how I met Lauren through her
Okay,
sister.
sweet.
Yeah,
What's the name of this program again?
it's called the 18-inch Journey.
The 18-inch Journey. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I wanna, like,
if
look it up after. Is it
it's
still
it's
running?
it's still running. It's amazing, phenomenal, like creative, like um very, like, heart-centered, like, emotional, like, how to deal with conflict and, like, how to live a holistic life, which kinda leads into where, like, rest really, like, became a value of my week. So, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing seasons over there. Very thankful for that time over there.
Yeah. Is that like a faith-based,
Yeah, it is
program?
faith-based program. If you are in the world of church and Christianity, and if you know Bethel, you have definitely
Mm.
heard of the H&H Journey and Jonathan Melissa. So that was a
Oh
big
my god, yes, I know exactly what this is now.
yeah, yeah. So that was a big part of my young adult life. I mean, it was 3 years total.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dang, that is a long time. So
yeah.
you just first signed up for the, like, 6-month
2 months,
thing? 2
and then
months,
6 months,
and
and
then
then a year.
okay.
Yeah,
Which
and I wanted to stay over there, but they didn't offer me a position. to be on staff, and I was really heartbroken, and
Mm,
it was what it was, and I love where I'm at now. I'm so thankful that I didn't stay there because truly I wanted to be in Oregon.
yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
I had a similar experience with when I did YWAM, which is
Mhm.
that's how I know Lauren.
Yeah.
Um, but there I feel like there was also YWAM was different in the sense that, like, there was a lot of pressure to, like, come back and be on staff because they just
Yeah.
needed the volunteers. But
Yeah.
if you're coming back to be on staff, you're giving your whole life to, like, be
Yeah.
a missionary, which
Mhm.
is a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm really glad that when I came home to Eric and he was like, "Dude, please don't leave me again."
Yeah. My
And
friends and
he
family sorry.
Go ahead.
My friends and family were so heartbroken because I would come back after the 2 months, and I was like, "I wanna go back." And then I went over for 6 months, and I told my friends and family back in Oregon that I was planning to come back, but I traveled, in a van with a good friend across the country. We drove from North Carolina over to the West Coast, and in those, like, 5 days, I was like, "I wanna do this. I don't wanna do the internship. I wanna do the internship. I don't wanna do it." And then I finally landed, and it was such a back and forth for my friends where it was, like, so painful when I finally told them, like, "Hey, I'm gonna leave again for another year." In the grand scheme of things, like, it was not that long, but in the moment, it was intense.
Yeah. Yeah, those are big decisions.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like everything happens for a reason. The
Yeah,
Lord
it does.
the Lord brings good out of all the seasons. So, I'm
Yeah.
glad
No.
we both ended up where we're at. And
Yeah.
we ended up doing summer school together. So,
Yeah, we did.
that's pretty epic.
I know.
How did you first hear about summer school?
So I Summer has been one of my favorite photographers, and I tell her this all the time. She has been one of the most, like, genuine, like, down to earth, like, no BS, like, not like, she's amazing, and oh, how do I say this? Like, beyond, like, the trendy, like, cringy influencer photographer, but she does it in a way where she's still, like, amazing, and she's still trendy, and she's still, like, so good, and so she has been one of my favorite photographers, and, just been following her for a while, like, when she lived in Seattle, and, I applied for her summer school in not last year, but the year before, and that's how I
Oh,
kinda
yeah,
got
because
connected.
you did, her 101 class
Yeah,
first.
I I went full force into summer school, so I did her 101 class. The Last year was 24, so in 2023, and then I did summer camp that summer,
And
and
that's when you
then
met Brooklyn,
which is when
right?
I went to Brooklyn, yeah,
Yes.
um, summer camp was awesome, loved it. Palm Springs, drove my car from Oregon down there, it was wonderful.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
wild.
I love road trips so much.
Wait, how long was that, like, trip for you coming down from Oregon? Did you, like, stop and, like, make a whole, like,
Yeah, I
roadie
made a
out of
road
it?
trip. Yeah, I stopped in
Okay, sweet.
Sacramento. I was gonna go down to Big Sur, like, that was on the bucket list, and I was so bummed out because there had been, like, what do you call it? Road closures because of just, like,
Mm.
landslides, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
That was that same season,
yeah, so such a
like,
normal
right
thing, so I
before.
was so bummed out that I couldn't go, but I went down to San Luis Obispo and was down in Ventura, and then I drove over to Palm Springs, and I think it was, like, 6 days of road tripping before summer camp. It was awesome. I loved it.
Dude, yeah, that's so sweet. I, like,
Yeah,
really wanted to do that for the Oregon trip. Like, I just wanted to send it and drive
yeah,
all the way there and back, but I figured that might be a little much considering I'm also like, I actually have weddings in between too,
yeah,
but I am still making a bit of a road trip out of Oregon, so I'm really
yeah,
stoked for that because
yeah.
I've never seen the Oregon coast, and that's,
Oh, you're
like,
gonna love
been,
it.
like, top bucket list item for
Yeah.
so long now.
Oh, it's gonna be so awesome. My favorite thing is when friends visit Oregon for the first time and you take them to the redwoods. and, like, then the Oregon coast is just 10 minutes away from the redwoods, and it's just you just fall in love again with Oregon, and you fall in love with the magic of the outdoors, and to see people lighten up and see it through their perspective is one of my favorite things, so I can't wait for you in Brooklyn to see it.
It's gonna be so fun. Kinda
Yeah.
on that note, should we talk about networking a little bit? Because I feel
Yeah.
like we're just spitting out all of these connections that we have.
We are,
That's like
yeah.
a whole spider web, but, let me pull up my notes.
Love it.
Um, I feel like the big thing with networking is this whole idea of community over competition,
Yes.
and I personally, like, I feel like my little community here in Orange County, like, I really do try to, like, be super intentional with the, like, relationships that I'm forming. I'm not like Summer in the sense of, like, she, I feel like, just goes to all these, like, wild events,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
does a ton of in-person networking, and I do see it, like, how valuable that is, but I
Mhm.
also am so easily drained by events and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um, so
yeah,
I don't know. I would love to hear like what are your like first thoughts on like vendor relationships and like not being not making it so, like, transactional. I feel like that's
yeah.
kind of the vibe, not that that is Summer at all.
No,
She's super intentional, but I feel
for
like if
sure.
I were to go like, if you put me in her shoes, send me to a networking event, I feel like it would feel super transactional for me, like,
Mm,
I'm literally just, like, running around trying to be like, "Okay, I need to get to know this person and this person and this person
yeah,
and this brand," and, like, it would just be, like, adding people to a list. But
yeah,
I don't know. What are your
yeah,
thoughts?
yeah. I mean, in-person networking wasn't something that was a big value of mine up until last year, and is because
Mm,
doing of summer school, where more than her teaching it, it was more of like her imparting how valuable it was in her business and me seeing that. Because I've been shooting for a long time, and honestly, like one of the hardest things that I've hit as a photographer is like I don't book more than 10 weddings a year. Like it's a struggle for me. And so trying to navigate like, well, what is it? Is it my price? Is it that I need to be out more? Is it that I'm not good enough? Or is it this and that? Like I've just been trying to figure out like where is it? Where can I learn and how can I become a better photographer so I'm booking more gigs? Not that I'm just trying to book out 20, 30 weddings a year. But when she was teaching us on in-person networking, I was just like, it just really clicked in my head. Um, that it's such a value to like connect with other vendors. And again, I think there's a time and a place for like when you see someone that you're like, I really want to work with that planner or with at that venue. Like I think there's a healthy balance of like seeing it as a transaction because we're all wanting to like work amazing places, right? And it's not
right.
I don't think it's bad to be like to a degree, it is transactional, but it's also like where your posture is of
Mm.
like, are you gonna be an ass about it just to be like, I need to shoot at that place because it's epic, but more of like, no, this place is really cool and I love it. I'm going to set my like I'm gonna reach out in a way of like, it's a gig. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah,
But
and also I feel like, to that same chord, I guess, like, the long-term relationships that you get out of those it might feel like, yeah, transactional at first, but
mhm,
you're getting a long-term, like, intentional relationship out of
mhm.
that,
Yeah,
and I feel like that is the most valuable part. If you can make
yeah,
that relationship last
mhm,
past that initial transaction of, like,
yeah,
"Let me shoot at your venue, and you get free marketing
yeah,
because I'm
yeah,
posting your photos," or whatever, you
yeah,
know? Like,
yeah,
it can be something that builds, and then hopefully with that, then that, venue or, like, planner is gonna remember that, like, intentionality behind how you wanted to
yeah,
work with them, and then you have
mhm,
this relationship long term that they can be like, "Oh, I actually know the perfect photographer for this client
yeah,
specifically."
yeah.
So Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely see the value in the in-person networking. But
Mhm.
also as far as, like, community goes, like, I feel like that's very specific to making vendor connections,
Mhm.
but, like, community-wise, I
Yeah.
feel like you so obviously you went to summer school in Palm
Mhm.
Springs. Have
Yeah.
you done other in-person, like, styled shoot I know you just did a really sick styled shoot
Yeah.
that you're posting about, so I'd
Yes.
love to hear
Yes.
about that experience actually. And just, like,
Yes.
how the community factor, like, plays into all of that, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, so I would say like context to for me why I chose to do a styled shoot with summer it really was like putting myself in a place that is new and different and just taking a risk and wanting to have fun like going to Palm
Mm,
Springs for a styled shoot like that is the luxury life like it's pretty amazing that we get to call it work, right? So
mhm.
after summer camp I really felt the value of like meeting other photographers, like seeing how they work, seeing their creative eye and like being inspired by them, but also just having the opportunity to be put in a completely different um atmosphere. Like I don't have palm trees and pools and where it's 100 degrees and like these beautiful stucco houses. Like I live in Southern Oregon where there's a lot of farm and sure we have the coast and the mountains. But it's just great to be in a different area. So after that
Yeah.
one, I think I kind of came to a place where I was like, you know what? A value of my business, like I want to do one styled shoot a year, not just for the content, but also to make good connections, to meet other photographers, and to like put myself out there. Because it's needed. Like we do so much stuff online and you get to meet so many amazing people. Like our connection came from doing summer school. Like you said, we haven't even met each other, but there's so much connection there. And so the style shoot that I went up there, the style shoot that I just did up in Stevenson, Washington, that Gina Paulson just hosted was that like I'm gonna put myself in a new place to one, score some amazing content. Um, and to put myself in a market or like a level that I just don't get to do like once a month because like I said, I live in Southern Oregon, so the weddings here are beautiful in their own way, but they're also not like the Griffin House or not Wind Mountain Ranch or these beautiful venues that are blowing up on social media. So um, it was awesome. Like I met some amazing people, and there was all sorts of levels, and they all had their own like lane of what success meant to them and they all
Mm.
the host Gina and then one of the guest speakers were talking about like what does success look like and I feel like I'm bouncing around with the notes
No, I know.
that I took about it but yeah I mean there's community in those styled shoots but I think for me specifically like I live in a small town. And there's a I think anywhere you go, there's a lot of photographers, but there's certain states where it's just oversaturated, and nothing wrong with that. But in Oregon, there's a lot of photographers, and I would see some friends that live in like bigger cities, and they would be hanging out together, like editing at someone's house or going to a coffee shop. I'm like, why is that not happening in a town that is way smaller where people like know each other? Like, we need to change that. And that's kind of been like at the forefront of who I want to be as a person and as a photographer and a business owner is like I want to choose community like I want to be an open book. I want to be able to like create a culture that is encouraging and is um just a person for other people, right? Like, I don't wanna be
Mm.
someone that comes off as like, I'm not gonna share what I know because everything that I know was taught to me by another photographer. Like, I didn't learn this on my there's some things I learned by myself, but we learn so much from other people. So community's just been a big thing that I've fought for here in the Valley in Southern Oregon. So, yeah.
Yeah. I wanna jump back to, like, what you were about to touch on with, like, everyone's different
Mhm.
versions of success and
Yeah.
how, like, the whole idea of being booked and busy, like, I just have
Mhm.
this picture in my mind of everyone posting, like, their travel schedules or
Yeah.
how like, I have 8 weddings booked already for 2026, like,
Yeah.
what were your, like, standout, I don't know, revelations maybe that you got from the workshop that you were talking about specifically in regards to, like, people's versions of
Yeah.
success?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can't share about that except for, like, giving the actual context that they gave us, but one of the photographers, she was the guest speaker, she was talking about how she had booked a $20,000 photography gig. Like, $20,000 for photos just feels insane to me, but I'm for it, and hopefully one day I can book something like that, but no worries if it doesn't
One day.
happen. Yeah, and then another photographer, the host was like, "That life is just not for me. Like, I'm so happy with the gigs that I get to shoot." And she didn't give us like the numbers that she's selling for a wedding package, but her just communicating like, "Hey, I'm okay with not shooting a $20,000 gig wedding day because that's just not what success looks like to me. Like success can look like so many other things." And I think to her point and to your question of like being booked out, like success can look like 30 weddings from someone, and success can look like 5 weddings for someone. Like success can look like I want to enjoy my summer with my friends. Like I get to go to Glacier with the people that I live with for a week because I'm not booked out all of the summer. Like I have a couple weekends throughout the summer that I get to hang out with people. And so that really stuck out with me. And it's just such a great reminder. Like success is different for everyone, and you're
So would
not
you
gonna.
say, like, where you're at right now doing, roughly, like, 10 weddings a year and still having so much time to, like, actually go explore and have your own adventures and shoot for yourself, would you say that that's, like, you're happy with where you're at right now? Like, you feel like you're successful? Or do you still have, like, an ideal version of, like, what your whole year would look like if it was,
Yeah,
like, in your mind, perfectly successful for Gabe?
yeah. I would say yes and no. Like, I feel successful in the like, I've come to terms with how this year is looking like, and I'm gonna enjoy it, but there's still, like, a hunger to grow more because I know I
Mm.
can, and I know their opportunity is there, and I think success would look like 15 weddings to 20 weddings a year, and I know I'm not there yet, but who
Have you
knows? Like,
ever had any, seasons of photo where you have had 15 or 20 weddings?
never.
No?
No, no.
I'm just so curious. I feel like I don't know, maybe it really is just, like, so different in that part of Oregon.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know,
But
like
also, we should so talk about your trip to Hawaii and you, like Gabe got to do the coolest shoots ever, and he fully was just, like, posting on Instagram, like,
yeah.
"Hey, I'm here." But like, that
Yeah.
I feel like is how you turn, like, a really fun travel adventure into, like,
Mhm.
a success story. Like,
Mhm.
you did you end up charging for any of those shoots? Like, did you make money from that?
Yes, yeah. So that story is like such a fun I just feel like I'm in a really fun place with my business right now where I'm really loving the trips that I'm getting to take, like the content that I'm creating, and just where it's at, like just so much fun right now. But so I was invited to go to Hawaii because my friends rented a house down in Oahu. And they're like, "Hey, we're gonna be at this house from this time to this time. If you can make it out, let us know." And I was like, "Sure." So I knew in advance, like a month to 2 months that I was thinking about it. At one point, I almost didn't go because I was like, "It's gonna be way too expensive. I can't do this." Like taxes, it was tax season for me. I was like, "I cannot go to Hawaii. This is gonna be too much money." But I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do it. Like it's a once in a lifetime opportunity." So I had a place to stay because friends are amazing, and they invited me to go. And so because I knew that I was gonna go, like with a good chunk of time in advance, I decided to put an ad on Instagram, and I feel like I'm giving a
Mm.
secret that is just, like, so silly, but I only spent $35 on Instagram ads, and I booked 6 different sessions,
Oh
down
my
in
god.
Oahu. I will
That's a
say as
lot.
well, it's a lot, yeah. So I was able to go down for a solid week, first time in Hawaii. Granted, I just wanted to book sessions while I was down there, so I didn't charge full price. I charged like 175, which is so cheap. So I was just like, I just want to shoot down there. Like, I'm just trying to have fun. I'm not trying to make a lot of money. I just want to see what happens. I didn't think that I was going to book 6 sessions. I think like the Hawaii story is absolutely amazing because there are so many points to touch on. I think one of them that I'd love to communicate is like the beauty of social media. Like, yeah, it's really hard and sometimes it can feel so intense and we spend too much time and it's just like comparison. But then there's also like it's so amazing. Um, there's a photographer that I connected with a year ago. He lives in Illinois and we just chatted, just like, hey, your work is awesome. He's like, oh, hey, your work is awesome as well, and we've just chatted here and there. So when I put the ad out that I was going to be in Hawaii, he shared it to his story, and one of his friends that had just gotten married um, was going to be in Oahu at the same time that I was going to be there. So they booked me because he reshared my post, and he lives in Illinois. I'm like, what the heck? And then
Yeah, that's
Lauren
crazy.
Pippin, who also is a good friend, we talked about her. She shared my story, and 2 people that follow her that live on Oahu booked me because they saw that post. So 3 of my sessions were booked because of other photographers just sharing an ad on social media. So it was just such an amazing point to see social media as like, yeah, there is a hard comparison. Like we struggle with social media a lot, but also like there's some really amazing things that come from it
That
if you're
yeah,
like choosing to like engage with people.
yeah. That I feel like is the perfect example of community over
Mhm.
competition, and, like,
Yeah.
how when you're using social media as a
Yeah.
tool for
Yeah.
your business and you're
Yeah.
using it intentionally with this
Mm.
more relational mindset with the people
Yeah.
that you're connecting with on social media, like
Mhm.
how beneficial and epic it can be
Yeah.
for
Absolutely.
not only for your business, but like
Yeah.
just to make those connections and have people
Mhm.
to shoot with and also have like the support from your community that doesn't even
Oh,
live near you at
oh, yeah.
all. Like, they're
Yeah.
still like, those people are still very much a part of your community. So,
Absolutely.
damn,
Yeah.
that is so sick, dude. I'm
Yeah.
feeling
So
so
I
inspired.
yeah, it was so awesome, and it was just so much of, like I feel like for me, one of the hardest things is, like, I am the biggest wall in my own way. Like, I just have
Mm,
to shut up and just do it. Like, I have sticky notes on my wall right now that are all these ideas of shoots that I wanna do, but the hardest part is just, like, doing them, and so with Hawaii,
yeah.
like, that was a big wall to push through of like, I just need to put the ad out there. If I book 1, awesome. I book 6, like, that was crazy. Like, I told all my friends and family around here, like, "Dude, that's so awesome." Like, that's a big deal to book 6 sessions in Hawaii. Um, and they were all so much fun. Um, yeah, they will forever be some of my favorite sessions that I've done.
Yay. They were
Yeah.
so good too, dude. Every single one that
Yeah.
you posted, I was just like, "Damn, like, this is,
Yeah.
like, the dream."
Yeah.
Also, I on your note of all the shoe ideas that you have, I have to ask you about the Leon Bridges concert and the he
Yes.
this guy Okay, wait, so did you buy tickets for that with the intention of, "I wanna get a shoe out of this"? No.
No, no, I didn't have
Tell
tickets
us
at
the full
all.
story, please, because
Okay,
this is so brilliant.
yeah, I feel like a lot of my creative ideas just come to me at random times. I think this point I was just driving from one spot to another. My thoughts were like, I want to create photos that like are actually happening in people's lives that are like highlight moments or like really fun moments in people's lives, like those are the moments that I want to really like capture. And I think that speaks to one creativity, but also like the love for documenting moments. Like that's a big thing in my business as a photographer is like I just want to document the beauty of people's lives. Concerts, like people go to concerts all the time. People are dressing up for concerts, people are taking photos, this and that. And so I had the idea. I think I saw like a photo on Pinterest for like people dressed up for 4th of July one day, but I'm jumping all over the place. I was driving one day and I had the right idea, like how cool would it be to do a photo shoot of a couple at a concert? And then I just kind of sat with me for a while. And I don't know when I found out that Leon Bridges was going to be playing in Bend, Oregon. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna send it. So I made a graphic online, and the stupidest and the funniest thing ever about that is that when I finally posted, after like spending an hour to 2 hours on Canva making this graphic, I posted it and I spelled Leon Bridges wrong, and I'd already paid for an ad, and it was already out there, and I'd already told people like, "Hey, please repost this so I can get more engagement, more people can see it." And I spelled Leon Bridges' name wrong. I was like, "Of course, this would happen to me." But I figured it out, and we got his name spelled right, and so I I booked a session at a concert, and it was all on film because for concerts, like, I know that you can't take professional grade cameras, so I just took, like, a point and shoot, which I have, which you can see it, but I guess no one else can. But I just took a point and shoot camera, um, and I
The
just shot 2
YouTubers
rolls.
the
Yeah.
YouTubers will see it.
Is this on video?
Mhm.
Oh, fun. I didn't know that.
Sorry.
That's
I
great.
probably
No.
should have told you that.
It's good. It's a good thing I cleaned up this area of my room.
No, I love that. Also, we, like, both have sweet gallery walls behind
Yes,
us
it's literally the
matching.
best. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that was again, I just think I'm in a really joyful, exciting place of my business. And of course, there's really hard moments where I'm like, I don't want to be on social media or like I feel like there's more things to do. But with the Leon Bridges concert, like, it felt so genuine to who I am, it felt so exciting, it felt full of creativity, and I was also really scared about, like, this could be a total flop, and I even told my clients, I was like, "If these photos don't turn out, like, I'm gonna give you a refund because this I'm taking a risk." Like, I've never
Yeah.
done anything like this, and it was really interesting to, like, navigate how to shoot because they also paid for the concert. Like they're there to enjoy it. They don't want to have some random person they just met just standing next to them taking photos of them. So I beat bot back and forth between my friends that had went. So backtrack. I hadn't bought a ticket. I was just like, if somebody books this shoot, I will then buy a ticket and go to the concert. And I went and I had a couple, and they're literally like the coolest couple ever. The crazy thing about this was so I put out there like, "Hey, I'm only booking 1 session, like, if you inquire, like, I wanna know why you should be the couple to, like, get this." So when they
Mm.
responded, they're like, "So we have been on a road trip for 2 years, and most of the stops that we stop at are for concerts. Before we started our road trip in Bend, they were trying to see Leon Bridges, but they couldn't make it. 2 years on the road, they get engaged, and then they end up getting a house in Bend, and they see my post, and they get there it just, like, lined up so well to where, like, when they first were together actually, I don't know, but at first, before they went on the road trip, they couldn't see Leon Bridges, and then to have had 2 years pass, get engaged, get a house in Bend, and then see Leon Bridges and have this opportunity to get photos done at the concert, like, it just felt like the stars had aligned for them, so it's just even more of a sign to, like, what an awesome opportunity that just came into my head randomly and, like, that I followed through, took a risk, and went for it, and it turned out so good, and even just, like, a moment of that felt so exciting. It got featured on Authentic Love Mag, the account, and I was like, "This is awesome," like, "This is such a
What?
big deal."
Such a big deal, dude.
Yeah,
I'm so stoked for you. I
yeah,
truly am, like, so inspired by your creativity because I feel
Thank
like
you.
you just really are sending it right now. And I feel
Yeah.
like that is the glory of not being fully booked out. Like
Yeah, for sure.
you are you're like unintentionally allowing so much space to grow in your craft and like
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just so cool to see. And
yeah.
also a great reminder I feel like for everyone that like if your books are not full, don't think of that like, "Oh, what a bummer." Like you have
Mhm,
so much more freedom in
mhm.
your business now not having your books full to
Yeah,
like really pursue creative endeavors that like
yeah,
light your heart up and like
yeah.
make you excited about what you're doing.
Mhm.
So that's really
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah, it was
Do
fun.
you do you have any upcoming weddings for
Yeah,
like
so I have
next few weeks or like what's your schedule looking like?
I have 3 more weddings of my own, and then I have 2 more that I'm second shooting for a friend in Bend,
Nice.
and
So
that's it.
Bend, how far away is Bend from
Bend is
Medford?
3 hours from us.
Okay, that's not
Yeah,
too bad.
Bend is
That's
3
basically
hours, Portland is about 4.5,
mhm.
and then San Francisco is, like, 6 hours from us, so
Yeah. Okay,
geographically.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah,
So exciting. Maybe should I go back to my notes really fast and see
love it.
what else? Because I feel like we've, like, glossed over a lot of these topics, but, um, I feel like okay, so on the note, this is
The
so
note.
appropriate. On the note, the same note of, like, Hawaii, that was something that
Mhm,
was just gonna be, like, a for fun trip, and also the concert shoot.
mhm.
Creating the work that you want to be hired for.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like that perfectly ties into not having your books full and
Mhm.
having the room and the space to, like, just go make the work that you wanna be doing.
Yeah.
Um, I would love to hear more thoughts about that kinda stuff, or, like, if you have any, like, ideas, do you have any top, like, projects that you wanna do? Like,
Oof.
what's on your bucket list of shoots right now? I
Yeah.
see you staring at your Post-its.
I am, like, I don't know which ones I wanna say. Um, honestly,
You could
I
also just
no,
mush
it's
them
fine. I'm
together
like,
into
I
one.
would love to go to New York and do one like, do a bunch of sessions during Christmas time. I feel like
Oh,
Christmas time in New York could be so magical.
yes.
There is a pizza shop here in town that I would love to do one. They have, like, pinball machines in the back, and it's so rad. Um, one of the ones that, like, I know will happen one day, do you know the milk crates? Like, they're, like, plastic,
The, like, old school
old
ones?
school milk crates? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like doing a setup like, with that and having, like, a couple or having one person sit on top of those just super cool and fun would be another session. There's just I feel like my struggle is having too many ideas and not knowing where to start, and then I
Yeah,
just
that's so
don't.
real.
So that's probably, like, a big struggle for me, but, yeah, I don't know who said it. It's definitely something that people say, but, like, just shoot the content that you wanna see, and I think that proves a point or, like, is very, um, what's the word? Like, it's like 2 birds in 1 stone. Because 'cause I'm like, yeah, I wanna see creative sessions, but I'm also like, for me as someone who is Hispanic, like, I want to see more people of color on my feed, like, I want it to be more of a normal thing, um because even in the world of styled shoots, like and again, nothing wrong with it, I'm all for it, but most of the time it's like beautiful, pretty white people, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but just as someone who is Hispanic and is of color, I'm like, I want to see diversity, in the industry of styled shoots. I wanted to see diversity in my own photos, in my own website, on my feed, so that people that are different can look at my feed and be like, "Yeah, like, that makes sense. We would hire you because it's there's diversity in it. It's not just all one cookie cutter style."
Yeah.
So
Well, also, I feel like with that, like, if people can see themselves in your
Mhm.
photos, that I
Yeah.
feel like that's, like, such a huge draw, and also,
Yes.
like, it's hard to, like, look at someone's feed that literally just only shoots white people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then as, like, someone of color, be like, "Well, I don't know if I really wanna hire this person because
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't see myself in those photos." And
Yeah.
I am sitting here saying that as a white woman,
Yeah.
and a lot of my couples in Orange County are white. So
Yeah. And again,
that
it's like
that's
where
the,
you
like, sad
live.
part, I guess.
Yeah, where you live is gonna affect it, like, I can't be saying, like, I'm sad that, like, no Hispanic people are booking me if I'm not in a place where there's no Hispanic people, right? Like, your location also really matters, so you gotta
Yeah.
be aware of what you're saying and what your limitations are.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But that is really cool. That's a sweet note.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
feel like that I was also in planning my own styled shoe for this
Yes.
summer. I was feeling at first just very challenged by that whole factor because
Mhm.
I feel like every styled shoe is this like model, like a true like model couple, like someone that
Mhm.
is on Instagram
Yeah.
marketing themselves as like, hire us for your styled
Yeah.
shoe. We
Yeah.
know what we're doing, but I really wanted to work with a couple or couples that
Mhm.
actually had a connection to the location that I was shooting at
That's
or
awesome.
will be shooting at. So I feel like that n they're still white people, but
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least there's the common denominator of, like, they are actually real couples, they're not
Mhm.
models,
Yeah.
um, and they love the location that I'm
Yeah.
shooting at and, like,
Yeah.
have this personal connection already with this location.
Mhm.
So, that was
Yeah.
at least something that I was trying to look for and be intentional
Yeah.
about when finding models for that, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I think it's just
I don't
being
know, man.
aware. Like, again, there's, like, nothing wrong with if it's just white people, but it's just being aware, as we move forward, um, as an industry or as we move forward as creatives of, like, just being aware of, like, what are you putting out there? Like, is it all the same, or are you allowing there to be different? Are you allowing there to be diversity because it's needed?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
literally just had a consult call with a couple, and at the end of the call, they were like, "We love your vibe." Like, we were both, like, checking each other's boxes, but they were
Mhm.
like they felt inclined to share the note of, like, "We are gonna have a massive wedding, and it's gonna be incredibly diverse because of
Mhm.
where all their friends are from."
Yeah.
So like, felt like they had to, like, share that with me and
Yeah.
also, like, ask, like, "Is that okay?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god." Like, like,
Of
started getting
course.
a little emotional because I was like,
Yeah.
it would be an honor to be able to
Mhm.
shoot such a diverse wedding."
Mhm.
And even though the couple are these, like, white lawyers from from the Bay Area, like,
Yeah.
they I don't know, I felt like it was really special that they were like, "We want to, like, be intentional about making a note about this and
Yeah.
telling our photographer, like,
Yes.
you're gonna be photographing a lot of different types of people," and, like,
Yeah.
making sure that I was aligned on that as well. And
Yeah.
I fully was just, like, got so emotional because I was like,
Yeah.
"Wait, it would actually be such an honor to be able to be your photographer and, like,
Yeah.
not only document you as a couple, but document all these people around you that are so
Yeah.
diverse and, like,
Yeah.
they're your people still." Like,
Yes. Yeah.
documenting them all in the same light as the bride
Yeah.
and groom. So,
Exactly.
I don't know, anyways, that was a
Yeah.
random side
No, that's
tangent,
good.
but
One thing that I've
very
been
special.
asking all of my, like, potential clients is I have it in my questionnaire is like, "Can you see yourself in my photos?" Because if you
Mhm.
can't picture yourself in my photos, I don't know if I'm the right person for you. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna serve you well because, like, you're hiring me to document your day, and I want you to be able to, like, picture yourself in what I'm already putting out there. Um, and it's been wonderful because the people I think it's just another, like, funnel of, like, hiring the people or working with the people that are your clients, that are aligning with your values, that are aligning with your creative vision, and it's just yeah, it's just I don't know, like, I want my clients to be able to picture themselves in my photos because that's they're not gonna get the exact same image, but, like, that's a way, a perspective of what they're gonna get.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow,
Yeah,
this is so good. I can't believe we've legit already been talking for like an hour.
I know, and we've bopped all over the place.
I know so many topics, but
Yeah,
I feel like I have I want to ask a couple like wrap up
yeah.
questions. Um let's see what ChatGPT says. I'm such a hoe for ChatGPT and I'm so like not afraid to
No,
say
it's
it.
great.
You know what was fun though, actually? I this wedding this past weekend that I shot, I there was one couple, I think it was the bride's aunt and uncle. Um, and I was talking to the uncle for a long time. I don't know how the convo started. But we started talking about ChatGPT and
Mhm.
we were so aligned on the fact that like I I look at ChatGPT like a tool for my
Yeah.
business. And
Mhm.
I feel like the people who are so afraid of AI are not looking at it like a tool. Like they are
Yeah.
looking at it like it's taking away this like human
Yeah.
factor. And
Yeah.
it can still be so personal and like I don't know, helpful.
Yeah.
It doesn't it's just a tool. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be
No.
it doesn't have to be scary. Okay,
Yeah.
anyways, speaking of ChatGPT, I said, "Can you give me some wrap-up questions for Gabe's episode?" Um, I'm not even gonna read these. I'm just gonna, like, ask you them off the dome.
Okay. Okay.
First one is, if you could go back and talk to yourself during your first year as a photographer, what would you say?
Um,
Or bonus, what would you not say? Just to let yourself figure it out.
oh gosh,
That's
no.
kind of funny.
Yeah. I think I'd just encourage myself to just continue to like stay present and like know that it's going to
Mm.
be hard work. Like it's not going to be easy. There's going to be highs and lows. And just to encourage myself to like stay hungry.
Ah, yes. I
Yeah.
did wanna, like, come back to that because I feel like that was such a good point. Like, even even if you feel like I don't know, I feel like we shouldn't ever get to a point where we're like, "Yeah, I've made it. Like, I'm
No.
successful. This is
Yeah.
it. I've hit my point of success that
Yeah.
I had set for myself," and then, like, where do you go from there? Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nowhere to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
think
like
that's
we're always gonna be learning and growing and evolving as
yeah.
artists, and that factor of staying hungry, I feel like
Mhm.
is such, like, a driving force in your
Yeah.
business and
Yeah,
your
and I definitely
creativity.
don't say that in the sense of like, I need to do more, I need to book more, I need to hustle, I need to do that, like, I need to be doing this,
Mm,
but just more of like asking myself, like, what is it that I really want to do? Like, what is it that lights my on fire? Like, what is it that I want to pursue that is aligning with who I am as a photographer, but also a human?
yes. Okay, this next question I feel like super plays into it, but,
Super play. Love that.
it super plays into it. Um, where did it go? Oh, what is something that you're saying no to in this season of life? And
Saying no
also
to,
I'll give you the next it's in the same question, but
yeah,
yeah,
I would
what's something
say
you're saying no to?
I'm saying no to getting sucked into like the addiction of Instagram and like growing.
Mm,
Because I would
like
say
being
that
obsessed with follower
being obsessed
count?
with followers and engagement, like, it's super awesome. Like, I've had a couple posts recently that have been, like, the most I've ever had, and even in those moments, I'm very aware of, like, "Okay, this is really awesome." Be aware that it's really easy to get addicted to, like, more engagement, like, "How do I do better? How do I grow? How do I get more likes? How do I get more shares?" And so, I think that's right now, that's what I'm saying no to.
Okay, and what are you saying yes to right now?
Yeah. I would say I'm saying yes to rest and yes to being outdoors.
Mm,
Yeah,
so good. Do you
yeah.
feel pretty inspired by, like outdoor adventures?
Uh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I feel like recently I've realized, like, I love shooting landscapes, and
yeah,
I love, like, obviously taking a camera on every adventure, but
yeah,
I feel like I've realized also traveling is definitely tiring,
yeah,
and it does, like, take a lot of energy out of me, but I don't know, we'll see. Oregon is gonna be so jam-packed with
yeah,
shooting, and I'm just curious to see how I'll feel after it. So,
yeah, yeah.
maybe we
I
could
think
do
you're
a
gonna enjoy
follow-up
Oregon.
episode. I think so too.
Well,
I think it will be really inspiring. I think I'm just slightly nervous about how much shooting I'm doing
yeah,
while I'm there.
yeah.
But
I feel like it'd be
also it's
so
in
fun to
such a
do.
beautiful place, so
Yeah, and I feel like it'd be so fun to do a podcast with Brooklyn while we're all together.
I know. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking too. Okay,
yeah.
guys, keep your ears and eyes peeled. Hopefully, we'll have a little trio episode for everyone.
Feel like we're gonna bounce around so much though in that one.
I know. It would be so
Yeah,
fun though.
yeah.
Okay, this I think this is a good ending question. But
Mhm.
what would you say to the creative who feels behind or like they're not doing enough?
Yeah. I feel like I'm answering that question for myself as well, because I think
Yeah.
that question comes up in my mind as well lots of times. And um, ask me one more time.
What would you say to a creative who feels like they're behind or not doing enough?
Yeah, I would say to like acknowledge it. I think
Mm,
that's the first step because if we're not acknowledging, for me, like if I don't acknowledge some thoughts, whatever you want to say, like lies or negative beliefs, like they're just in my head and they're spiraling. And until I actually acknowledge that, like, hey, this is how I'm actually feeling, like I feel like I'm behind, then I can actually work on it. Then I can actually like say, like, where am I gonna go from here? Like, what do I want to do? Um, but I'd say acknowledge it and then like be encouraged that like there's so much to do or like to just stay in your lane and just to continue pursuing what brings you joy and like what fuels you. Um, if that is photography or if there's other things outside of photography, like continue to pursue what fuels you.
yes,
Yeah.
totally. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I fully agree with that. I feel
Yeah.
like when I feel like that's the whole like basically reason that I started going to therapy,
Hmm.
and we were talking about this before we started recording.
Yeah.
We were talking about our journey with therapy a little bit.
Yeah.
But um I was I just have this like vision of myself so
Hmm.
like stuck,
Hmm.
and it, like, keeps me up at night, and then I wake up in the
Yeah.
morning and all like, I'm still stuck in that, like, negative downward
Yeah.
spiral until I, like, get out of my body for a second
Hmm.
and talk through it.
Yeah.
This is everyone's encouragement to also just go to therapy. Like,
Seriously.
even if you think you don't need therapy, you need therapy. Everyone needs therapy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it has been so helpful to process, like, okay, why what is the root of this belief that is
Yeah.
making me feel so stuck and making me feel like I'm not doing enough or like I will
Hmm.
never be successful? Like staying in those thought patterns seriously is like uh so like just so restraining and
Yeah.
steals all your creative joy. But
Yeah.
also love the note about pursuing other creative endeavors as well. I feel
Yeah.
like getting outside of picking up your camera and being
Yeah.
behind your
Yeah.
viewfinder is
Hmm.
so inspiring and
Yeah.
can hopefully make you have so much more joy for like
Yeah.
what we've chosen to do as our full-time job
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
taking photos.
Yeah.
So,
Because honestly, like for me, like there's so much more inspiration outside of social media. And I would even just like want to thank you because there was one day where the morning I texted you before I shot a wedding, and I woke up so anxious and so negative about like I'm not gonna do well today. Like I don't know how I'm gonna do. It's all gonna be dumb. Like, and you were like, stay off of Pinterest. Like just stick to what you know. Don't go onto Instagram. Don't onto Pinterest. Don't start comparing yourself. Like just be inspired. And that morning, I went for a walk in the town that I live for, and I grabbed a cup of coffee, and more than anything, I felt just inspired by, like, the day. Like, I felt inspired by the light. Like, I felt inspired by the life that was happening outside of wedding worlds, like photos. Like, there's so much inspiration, um, and
I
it
feel
was
like
so
also
good.
because you took the time to, like, set yourself up to just be present
Yeah,
through your day.
yeah,
'Cause I feel like the second you open Instagram, you're
yeah,
you are, like, out of body. You're
mhm,
completely somewhere else until you lock your phone and put it down, and then you're like, "Wait, okay, I'm not I'm not in my phone right now. I'm
yeah,
actually living my life in front of me,
mhm,
and there's so much beauty in front of me that I
yeah,
have the opportunity to, like, create art out of
yeah,
just by being present
mhm,
to your environment and the people
yeah,
around you." So
yeah,
good. Okay, I feel like we could super wrap on that. That was so good. We have to
yes,
do another episode together. This
yes.
was so much fun.
Now you just need to hurry up
Please,
and come to Oregon.
I know it's so soon. I can't believe it. I'm getting a little nervous. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Gabe, please tell my lovely listeners where they can find you and follow along with your work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could say I had lots and lots of platforms where they could find me, but I'm just on Instagram. It's just Gabriel
Hey,
Ramirez
same.
photos. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
sweet. And
on there.
I'm gonna link your Instagram and your website because well, I know you're just texting me about redoing your website.
Yeah.
So maybe you
Like,
don't
you
want
can
me
if
to
you
link
want
it.
to, but maybe if I get a client from Oregon, for sure do it.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Yeah.
everyone go follow along with Gabe and his incredible work. He's so talented. And
Thanks, Carrie.
thank dude, thank you so much for coming on the pod. I have
Absolutely.
I have to dip. I have a dentist appointment, which I'm
Oof.
really excited about.
Yeah, adulting. Way to do it.
Yeah. Well, everyone have a great rest of your day, your week. I'll we'll be back, I don't know, in a couple weeks. I don't have a schedule. I'm just I'm just posting episodes when I post episodes, but
It's
I hope you
real.
enjoyed the episode and do
Yes.
all the things, subscribe, follow on Spotify, support if you enjoyed this episode so I can have more super fun guests and friends like Gabe on. And that's a wrap.
Bye.